I'm super excited today because I'm welcoming a new member of our burgeoning heavy chef team, Zinhle, who's going to be our new interviewer in Johannesburg, talking to the diverse range of technologists, leaders, and creatives that we have at Heavy Chef. Welcome, Zinhle. Zinhle, so nice to have you on the show, seeing as that you are now conducting the show.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd just take this opportunity to, first of all, welcome you.
Thank you.
Say howdy doody.
Yeah.
And then also just to find out a little bit about you for our viewers' sake, and just to kind of get a sense of who is Zinhle, where do you come from, what's your background, and why are you so interested in entrepreneurship?
Yeah, Fred, I must say it's so weird sitting on the other side. And
No pressure.
Well, Zinhle, to start off with, I guess I'm a young girl born in the Northwest in a small town called Daun, which is the place of lions.
Oh, wow.
I had the opportunity to grow up across the country, so I've lived
Are there real lions?
Unfortunately not.
Oh, damn.
Sorry.
That's so disappointing.
Yeah. But so I had the opportunity to grow up across the country. I've lived in 5 different cities across 7 different provinces. I had the opportunity to change to about 7 different schools. So I'm really immersed in our country.
Wow.
But to be honest, like my entrepreneurial journey, or how I started being interested in entrepreneurship, it started like in high school. I used to come up with all these little initiatives like incentivizing people to pick up litter. So I had a little organization going called the Litter Bug Body. And when I was in first year of university at UCT, I was an Alan Gray scholar. So they're also quite big on entrepreneurship. And
Yes,
that's where I realized, wow, this is something that I really like.
Is that the Alan Gray Orbis program?
Yes, the
cool.
Alan Gray Orbis
Yes,
Foundation.
Yeah.
Where basically there is a curriculum that assists you in becoming entrepreneurial, but also being a citizen of change in South Africa.
Nice.
So when I was going through that, I actually came up with a business idea with a few friends. We saw how Cape Town, especially Hout Bay, where you're from.
Yes, my hood, the Republic.
Exactly, was affected by fires, especially in Imizamoye, to the shack, the community which has a lot of shack dwellers. And we kind of sat down and thought, like, how can we change this? And we came up with a model where we thought if we could retrofit a shack, it would become, with a material obviously that's made from recycling bottles, that's got properties of being fire retardant and acts as an insulator, then it would solve a lot of heart-based problems. So we did a demo shack at UCT. We worked aside one of the professors, Professor Winter, Kevin Winter, and then we did a demo model, and we tried to do a bit of crowdfunding. We approached the government, say, listen, this is a great initiative. And although we didn't get the funding that we wanted, we decided to donate that shack to the MTN Science Solution space. And said, if anyone wants to take this further, that would be like a great opportunity for them. And from there, I was like interested in small business ventures, which weren't always successful, but I've always had a passion for solving problems, especially socioeconomic problems, that way I can monetize them.
And you're currently studying as well, right? So tell us a little bit about your studies and where that's taking you.
Yes, so I did study politics and law, and I'm currently a candidate attorney. But I also felt a need to sort of go into tax, because that's also an area of interest. And I've also noticed like a lot of entrepreneurs
You're the one person in this country who's actually interested in tax. Wow.
I see how it affects businesses, and so I think...
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, for sure. Look, cheapers, we all know how impactive tax can be, right? Okay, wow.
So it adds value to sort of have somewhat of a background. I've already kind of delved into litigation, a little bit of commercial law. So I'm currently completing my postgraduate diploma in tax with BITS.
Cheapers. So you are certainly a polymath as well as an entrepreneur in waiting.
I'll take it.
I have a question about the diversity, because I actually didn't know that, even though we've gotten to know each other fairly well through the Heavy Chef team, but I didn't know that you'd been in so many different places and lived in so many areas within South Africa.
Yeah.
And a particular thought process of mine is around the fact that internationally, if you look at all the fast growing areas, many of them are homogenous, right? So they have the ability, everybody, to connect because they all look the same, they all act the same, they all speak the same, right? So that provides a huge advantage to, in many people's minds. We don't have that. We have 11 different languages, we got all these different races and cultures and creeds and so on and so forth. And now with the benefit of your real experience of diversity, how do you take that on board, and what is your view on diversity in South Africa being either a hindrance or a hidden advantage?
I absolutely love our diversity. In fact, like from a young age, I couldn't really understand, like I was struggling to piece it together. The fact that, I'd grown up in different places, I was struggling with languages. I knew a little bit of this and that and that. But now, as an individual who is grown up, I believe having so much diversity helps you to be able to settle in whatever area. So for South Africans, whether we go to Amsterdam, we're able to adapt quickly because we're not so self-reliant on being in a homogeneous sort of society. And it's the same, like whether it's in business or in life.
Sure.
You need that sheer skill of adaptability. And the other thing of being like diverse and having grown up in like different environments is the ability to connect to different people from different backgrounds.
Absolutely.
So I never have to rely on the fact that I must be similar to another individual to connect with them. And I think that's the beauty about being a South African. Like we don't have a South African accent, but you somehow are able to recognize somebody who's from South Africa from their mannerisms, the way they speak, the local lingo, and so on. And I think that's what makes us unique, and we should embrace it because it's our competitive advantage.
That is such a great answer. Thank you. That's so inspiring, and it does help me clarify some of the thoughts that have been going through my mind. But I think an added advantage to that is it's going to make you a great interviewer.
Oh.
So welcome on board, Zinhle, and we can't wait to see what's going to transpire, and also the very diverse range of interview guests that you're going to have on the show. It's going to be super fun.
Thank you so much, Fred, for this opportunity. I'm so happy to be part of the Heavy Chef family, to be part of a greater vision that's empowering so many people out there.
Well, it's so good to have you.
Yeah.
Yay! Whoop, whoop.